Blog number 12. Success rate. As every homeowner knows, ownership does come with repairs. And if you are a new owner and don't know this yet, I'm guessing that it'll dawn on you the first time that you mash your finger with a hammer, stab yourself with a screwdriver, and or fall off a ladder. Yes, home repairs are a fact of life and can be quite frustrating for someone less inclined, stir in a whole lot of ataxia, and it can be, and usually is, more than just frustrating. It can cause a person, me, to question their sanity and think that, besides not having access to a bathroom, living in a car might be easier. I have often found myself in a tough spot and been very thankful that no one has chosen that exact moment to film me and post it on the web as a how-to video on home repair. Yes, in the past I have demonstrated that I am the one who enjoys a good laugh at his own expense. I would, however, fail to see the humor of it being put on the web. If anything is going to be posted for public consumption, it'll be done on purpose and not while I am struggling with a Fisher-Price tool set. Sometimes, however, I do have success. Of course, I may have to hold the nail in place with the needle-nose pliers so as to avoid giving myself a deftly applied manicure with a hammer. Actually, my hammering is best described as gentle tapping, like if I was using a jeweler's tool and trying to remove a minute imperfection from a brittle piece of glass. And if I get an early start, 7 a.m., I can usually have one nail, 2 if it's a good day, in by supper time. I know that this is very impressive, but before you send me a correspondence suggesting that I should write a do-it-yourself home repair guide, you should know where my success rates or skill levels lie. It's somewhere between, oh heck, that's good enough, and I think I better call a contractor, and then probably a doctor. Over the years, I have gained some experience with the kind of inner knowledge or intuition that makes it possible for me to instantly assess a potential problem or area of repair. To just know in a split second that either I should be reaching for my toolbox or the phone so I can call in some backup. At this point, I also need to mention that if I do decide to tackle a project myself, then the identification and administration of the right tool is useful for any kind of success. I am proud of the fact that it took 2 separate occasions to figure out that a sledgehammer is not the proper tool for driving finished nails, and the pointy end of a shovel does not make a good screwdriver. Lest you think I'm totally helpless, though, I have managed to stop a few water leaks by tightening joints that have come loose and reattached loose hinges to cabinet doors. I haven't built a house once, but that wasn't a dream. It involved Legos, so that won't be going into the how-to book. And then there's always duct tape, which has rescued me several times and that I've gotten to know quite well. You can't spend the kind of time I have with something without getting to know it in depth. But even though I have this close relationship, I wouldn't say that duct tape is a good friend. Oh, sure, it's gotten me out of a few tight places. But a really good friend is someone who not only encourages or inspires you to be the best you can be, but also lets you know when you're being a knucklehead and that what you were thinking is flawed and that it'll not work, or it is just simply straight up a bad idea. You will never receive this kind of feedback with duct tape. It never speaks up, but instead goes along happily with whatever harebrained scheme, repair, or use you can come up with. It doesn't warn you that it's going to stick. It's not going to stick to that. gaping hole in the garden hose for more than 2 to 3 minutes, because once it gets wet, it's really just done for the day. It doesn't speak up and tell you that you really should just break down and buy a new vacuum instead of applying yet another layer of tape to the hose, which used to be black but now is gray from all the previously professional patch jobs. However, it now comes in different colors and patterns, so you should feel free to go right ahead and personalize that waffle iron, toilet seat, broken front window, or weather strip around your front door. Something will always break or be in need of repair, and home repairs will never cease. The only variable that will continue to change is my creativity to how I approach the problem. To be completely serious, I've become the most frustrated with myself when my head tells me that it should be no problem, but all the other players just chuckle. You know, like when you ask a 13-year-old if you would please clean up his room and they give you that look. You know, the one that says, yeah, get real. That's how my body responds when my head says things like, oh no, it won't be a problem to nail that back together. Or just let me grab my toolbox and I'll have that furniture, desk, or lawn chair put together, no problem. But like everything else in my life that changed when I was given the diagnosis, home repair is an area where I continued to do what I can and learning to let go of what I can't. I just continue to laugh, keep an ample supply of Band-Aids on hand, and make sure that I have the phone number of a good repairman on speed dial.